Hello, friends and family, my lovelies. So good to see you. Welcome, I'm Jen. Today, and every so often, I talk about my quest to crush aggressive diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. We're using the R-EPOCH immunotherapy chemotherapy to crush non-Hodgkin's lymphoma so far. So, for those who are following along, you heard last week that the results of my PET scan following my sixth cycle of chemo, I'll put that right up here, or over here, I guess, not horrible, but not great. So my youngest son, who, I think you probably know, is a bit out of town, said to me, "Mom, it sounds like 90% good and only 10% bad." And I said, I totally agree with you. But that 1%, even 1% could kill you with this cancer. She's a fickle wench. So, in any case, I am going on Thursday of this week, the 10th of June, to see the specialist, an oncologist that specializes in relapsing and refractory lymphoma. And hopefully he's going to help us come up with a plan for how to move forward. So let me see. I took old-fashioned notes today. Let's see. So that's my story there. I guess on that same, so I don't have a lovely quote for you. I have been thinking quite a bit about, continuing to fight. So I don't know if I expressed this last week or not. I was really ready to be done. I put in a good effort. I felt like I was doing, putting up a fight, and I'm just ready to be done. But I'm not there yet. I've got that 10%. So another question I've been getting a lot is, what do you think he's going to say? What is the specialist going to say? And my answer is, I really don't know. There are many options for next steps. He could say, I want you to do a little more of this chemo. It seems to be working. He could say, looks like it's only in the spleen. Let's have surgery and remove the spleen. He could say, no, I want you to try this treatment or that treatment. He could say, I don't think this is any problem at all. There's nothing else you have to do. Of course, then I'll worry, but that's a different discussion. So there's many next steps. And to be honest with you, at this point, even though I am the researcher and I like to have all the info, I've done the research to the extent that I have an idea of the different options. But, this guy has 35 plus years of medical experience. I'm hoping, given that this is his area of specialty, he's going to look at me, he's going to look at my records, he's going to look at where I'm at right now, and he's going to say, oh, obviously we got to do XYZ, and this is why I've seen it work this many times, and blah, blah, blah. Now, that might not be the case. Maybe he needs more tests or something else to make that determination. But I'm trusting that he's the expert and he's going to be able to give us the guidance. And so I'm not doing a lot of research at this point. Once he gives me either what he thinks are the next steps or here are the couple options that we're going to look into, then I'll do a little more research and legwork and exert some thought into it. But right now, I'm just trying to rally my brain around continuing the fight. So that's what I've been working on. I think that I was very hopeful that I was done, and I was not. Can you see all this hair? Holy mackerel. On that note, I was doing some calendar math today. I'm recording this on Tuesday. I don't know if I'll get this out Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, but I am recording this on Tuesday, the 8th of June, I believe. And I noticed that the hair is looking pretty substantial as hair goes. For now, anyway. We'll see what the next steps are, right? And it's been exactly 8 weeks since my last chemo treatment. So I finished on a Tuesday, and today's Tuesday. But that means 8:56 plus an additional 6. So I'm roughly day 62 of cycle 6. If I did my math right. If I did my calendar math right. I'm going to jump around a little bit. As far as my steps and movement, I've been doing pretty well. Let me share right here. These are my steps for the last week. Most days I was over 8,000, so I'm pretty happy with that. I have not been physically recording my water intake, but I've been doing just water, at least 70, at least 70 a day plus tea. And most days I do 90 or over 100. So I'm doing pretty well with water. I haven't been calculating it or adding it into any apps, but I'm drinking out of a 30 or 32 ounce tumbler, and I'm taking at least 2 to 3 of those a day, sometimes 4. So I am definitely getting my water intake. So I'm happy with that. And then our charity miles, everyone is kicking it. I've even had a few days where I did pretty well. We now have 21 members on our team. Our total collective moved miles is 3,670. You guys are just killing it. And our team name is Team Crush NHL! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Great job. Okay. I do have a bit of sad news. In the last several weeks, and as recently as yesterday, so 2 moms, my parents' age, did not beat cancer. Mrs. D, who we talked about a few times, and another mom. And I just wanted to extend our sincere condolences. And may her memory be a blessing. What have I been doing? So these are the things I have been doing with my free time. As I don't know if I mentioned already, I've been crocheting a bit to help settle my nerves, my anxiety, and my worry. It has helped, that repetitive, active meditation. I've just about finished another sweater for the summer in a lavender color, orchid, I guess I'd call it. I think I might add some rose along the bottom. I haven't decided for sure. I've been reading. I started reading again. That's kind of fun to just kind of escape into a different world. I wasn't reading a whole lot during treatment. I had started at the beginning of the year but couldn't maintain. So that's been kind of fun. Still, we're doing robotics. The new season began mid-May after the old season ended at our banquet. And the new leadership, they're doing well. We're meeting a little less frequently because we're kind of off season. But we're really working. Struggle still. The school district doesn't want in-person meetings, so we're still doing virtual, which mostly we're doing okay with, but some of our more technical teams are struggling a bit to continue to meet virtually. Like, what do they work on? But we were doing some brainstorming today with the management teams, and we'll see where we go. And hopefully before too much longer, we'll be able to get at least some folks into the warehouse and physically touching things. And then the other thing that I've been doing is worrying and being anxious about the appointment that's coming up. Worrying just from the unknownness of it. I'm not as stressed as I was even last week. I think I've just kind of settled into, let's kind of wait and see what's coming my way. Don't get anxious until we know what to get anxious about. So we'll see how that goes. I already told you that. So the other thing is, last week, early last week, we opened the pool a little late, and so I'm working on clearing the pool up and getting it ready to be swimmable. It's very hot here. We've been in the 80s and high 80s and 90s, but the pool is not yet swimmable. Excuse me. It was green until yesterday. I think yesterday, maybe the day before. And now it's kind of cloudy. So I've been working on shocking it and cleaning it, and I think I probably have to backwash the filter and a couple other things. I don't know if we need any more chemicals. The pool company did come and throw all those opening chemicals in, but I'm just not sure what the current state is, so we got to work on all that. So that's what we're doing there. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Okay, so here is a little levity. So I think I mentioned last week that Sam is away for a good portion of the week doing his summer internship. And So Bill wouldn't be lonely. No, that's not right. So let me give you a little backstory. One of Sam's best friends is a softball player at college. And of course, with COVID, the players were playing, but they weren't allowed to have any fans in the stand. And so Sam had the opportunity to photograph himself and go up into their home stand so that when they were home, he was cheering for his friend. So at the end of the season, when she came home from school, she brought home Sam's placard that was on his seat and gave it to him, because what are they going to do with it, right? So Sam had it here, and when he went away to work, he set it up in the seat in the sofa that he usually sits on. So he's kind of sitting across from Bill during the day, which is very entertaining. And occasionally we ask Sam questions, and he always responds the way we expect him to do. In any case, Bill came up with this idea, which I thought was just genius and a lot of fun. When the boys were little, they had an assignment at school that was called Flat Stanley. So it was this guy, Stanley. I'll try and insert a picture over here somewhere. Maybe, I don't know if I can find one with the boys or just the Flat Stanley. But I remember they had to get the paper and they colored it, as they will. They were in grade school for sure. And then you were for a break or for a week or for a month, you had to take Flat Stanley with you everywhere. So the objective was to get pictures with Flat Stanley wherever you went. So if you went to visit Grandma, I remember we took Flat Stanley to Disney World once, and like other, any place you went, you took Flat Stanley and you took a picture with them. And then later on, they had like writing assignments about what you did with Flat Stanley and so forth. So Bill's like, we have Flat Sam. We got to take him places. So, yesterday, Flat Sam mowed the lawn. Let me insert a picture here. And then beyond that, Bill's like, I think Flat Sam needs a theme song. Here's the Flat Sam theme song. I'll give you another picture here. Here's the next picture. It's Bill and Flat Sam. And the Flat Sam theme song is na 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 Flat Sam. Okay, maybe that's a dad joke, but I thought that was hysterical. It really chuckled me beyond belief. So there you go. All right. So I'm trying to see if I have any other news for y'all. I don't think I have. If you have any questions, this was a very all over the place stream of consciousness. But I wanted to just take a moment to share with you and talk to you guys. Missed you guys. And I will either do a live or another video later in the week once we get the feedback from the specialist. So thank you all again, as always, for your love and support. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Hello, my lovelies. It's Future Jen. It's Thursday. This afternoon I saw the specialist. Sorry I didn't get the video out, so I'm giving you Future Jen. And the story is kind of a good news, no news, maybe bad news kind of situation. So basically the plan or the discussion was that, and I already mentioned this, my liver and my overall uptake was a 2.0 and the spleen had a 3.0, and it was kind of diffuse in a specific area, in a 3 or 4 inch area, 3.5, 3.6 area of the spleen. And the specialist looked at the pictures, the CT scan and the last 2 PET scans, and they agreed it definitely shows improvement. And what they don't know is the, how do I articulate this? Is what we're seeing in the spleen just the damage from the chemo, and I'm still healing, and so what we're seeing, that additional uptake, is the additional effort that my body's going through to heal? Or is it a sign that, we didn't get all of the cancer and there's a bit there? So the answer is we don't know. And the solution to that answer, with least risk and impact to me, and we all agreed, was to wait a month to a month and a half and do another PET scan. And then if the number is lower, great, it was just healing. If it's higher, okay, we know we got a problem and we'll go on a path to fix it. And I don't know what we're doing if it's the same. We never talked about that. So I'll have to ask that question. Maybe I could put that question through the patient portal. But I think the expectation is that we'll go up or down. It will improve because my body is healed, or it will increase because I'm fighting cancer. So then we went a little further in the what if conversation, just to kind of level set. Bill was with me, which was really great. It was the first doctor's visit he was able to attend since we started in November with my general practitioner. So that was very exciting. And the question, and basically he asked, would you just remove the spleen? Because that's the only place we see it. And the doctor was basically like, that would not be their preferred method. And the reason it would not be the preferred method is because if there's something they can see in the spleen, that probably means, especially with this type of cancer, since it's a blood cancer, that it's someplace else, but it's just so small that the PET scan's not picking it up. And so just removing the spleen would possibly be leaving me in a position to have less of an immune system to fight it, and second, not able, I would still have cancer, I just wouldn't know it. It would show up, in some months or years, depending on how aggressive it was, and the cells got bigger. And then the other, so it looked as though possibly, now again, I think the determination will be made when, after the next PET scan, which will be mid to late July. We're in early June right now, assuming I can get insurance to approve it again. And then if they decide it's necessary, they think that it would be high dose, heavy chemotherapy again, not the one I was on, but a different cocktail, for three 21-day cycles, and then what they call a stem cell transplant. But it's that's a little bit misleading. So basically what happens here is that they actually harvest it from yourself. They give me like a Neulasta or a medication that increases the stem cells in my blood, and they remove the blood. And then they give me this heavy, crazy dose of chemotherapy that basically kills all of my blood cells. And that's the reason they have all this on the reserve, because then you might not be able to survive it, because they totally shut down your system, and if you can't replenish it fast enough on your own, then you would die. But now you have all this frozen material of your own, and then they transplant it back into or transfuse it. So if I took that path, it would probably mean 2 to 4 weeks in the hospital, because you have no immune system, and also it takes that long to get back to normal numbers, and they're not going to send you back until you're stable. So the first 3 cycles, the first 3 21-day cycles would be done in the center or at the hospital outpatient. But the last cycle, there would be a 4th one essentially, where they totally shut everything down and they retrieve the stem cells, and then they put them back in if they need to. That would all happen in the hospital, and it would be, if it happens. So that, again, that's like pretty aggressive treatment, but the treatment is not to continue the treatment I was already on. That we're done with that. If it didn't work, then we move on to the next thing. But we're not going to make a determination about if it worked or not until we do the next PET scan in probably 4 to 6 weeks. So that's what we know right now. So thanks. Oh, so today also we got some Stuff Your Face, which was so yummy, 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 yummy. It was quite a treat because we were just around the corner. And what else did we do that was a treat? Oh, I visited with my friend Gladys for a hot minute, and that was lovely to see her. And I ran to the pool store to get some chlorine, which is it's hard to get these days, and a CVS run for a prescription. So I did a little bit of chores, even though I did not go to work today. I took the day off so I could get the doctor's appointment done. So that's what we know right now. So, oh, and also I got an angel delivery this week from Costco, so thank you to my angel delivery. Got some oat milk, which I'm loving in my chai tea, so thank you very much. And that is all I have for you today. It was great seeing you. Love you. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it. And let me get back to cleaning the pool and putting the salt in, all that stuff. I'll see you soon.